like them, you can make them next time.
That's right.
There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, precious reviving again. Over the hills and the valleys, sound of abundance of rain. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, send them upon us, O Lord. Grant to us now a refreshing, come and thou honor thy word. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, oh, that today they might fall. Now as to God we're confessing, now as of Jesus we call. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead.
That's 24.
Yay! We're getting better and better, y'all.
24.
The other day we just did a little practice.
24.
24. We love our shyness.
Yeah, we got to practice for Sunday. They haven't asked us yet. They will.
Oh, they have to ask us?
Oh, no, I guess not. As the water I'm sorry.
Jesus has the table spread where the saints of God are fed. He invites his chosen people, come and dine. With his manna he does feed and supplies our every need. Oh, give sweet and sup with Jesus all the time. Come and dine, the Master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned the water into wine. To the hungry calleth now, come and dine.
You hungry? Yeah. No, one of them.
The disciples came to learn, that's obeying Christ the man. For the Master called them to come and dine. There they found their hearts desire, bread and fish upon the fire. Thus he satisfied the hungry every time. Come and dine, the Master called them, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned the water into wine. To the hungry calleth now, come and dine. Soon the Lamb will take his bride to be ever at his side. All the hosts of heaven will assembled be. Oh, 'twill be a glorious sight, all the saints in spotless white, and with Jesus they will feast eternally. Come and dine, the Master calleth, come and dine. You may feast at Jesus' table all the time. He who fed the multitude turned the water into wine. To the hungry calleth now, come and dine.
Yes.
Okay, page 30.
Oh, 30? Can't get up there, I guess. Yes. Probably because we're just getting old, we can't get up there no more. You can
No, you start to realize that you can't.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You don't realize? I don't see why our hearing's going too. Oh, boy.
Are you recording this one? Are you recording this one? This is an all-time favorite.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, it's going.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it is going?
Yes, ma'am, it
She's
is.
just banned from the football curtain.
Yeah. It's like playing with curtains. It's like. I always wanted to be charged a curtain.
Here among the shadows,
Living in a lonely land with strangers, we're a band of pilgrims on the move. Danger burdened down with sorrow, and we're shunned on every hand, but we are looking for a city built above. Yes, we're looking here and there, looking for a city under wherever God will never die. And I know never am up there with all the saints and singing. Yes, with all the millions we will never say goodbye, no never. Yes, and when we gather there we'll meet our Savior, Christ our Savior, glory, and we know we'll meet our loved ones, friends, and all our loved ones. Now we pray we quickly come, O Holy Spirit, come, O come, our hopes renewed.
Isn't that too low then?
Huh?
Isn't that too low?
It's pretty low. I heard him getting down there really low. Y'all can see this. We don't embarrass easily here.
I think his
Knock
was
that little
really-
higher.
I think his was really lower than
Yeah.
ours was.
Yeah, we were.
Too low.
Yeah. That's what.
Because when we got the,
That's what we're not getting.
that's what we're not getting right there. That wasn't having nearly as hard time as we were.
Yeah.
Start a
Still
high.
wasn't normal, though.
Here among the shadows,
In a lonely land of strangers, we're a band of pilgrims on the move. Danger burdened down with sorrow, and we're shunned on every hand, but we are looking for a city built above. Oh yes, we're looking for a city under wherever God will never die. I know never, and up there. Yes, with all the millions we will never say goodbye, no never, yes, and when we gather there we'll meet our Savior, Christ our Savior, glory, and in all we'll be our loved ones, friends, and all our loved ones. Now we pray, quickly come, O Holy Spirit, come, O come, all our hopes renewed. Here in disappointment often we so sadly wrong, angels pray no longer speak the word of love, but surely we have found contentment. Jesus promised us a home, so we are looking for a city built above. Yes, we're looking here and there, looking for a city under where God will never die. And I know never, and up there with all the saints, yes, with all the millions we will never say goodbye, no never, yes, and when we gather there we'll meet our Savior, Christ our Savior, glory, and our loved ones, friends, and all our loved ones. Now we pray, come, O Holy Spirit, come, O come, all our hopes renewed. In this land of dangers we are going here and there, we're simply trusting in our blessed Savior's love and mercy. Though we may be strangers living in this world of care, we're always looking for a city built above. Oh yes, we're looking here and there, looking for a city under where God will never die. But I know never, and up there yes, with all the millions we will never say goodbye, never, yes, and when we gather there we'll meet our Savior, Christ our Savior, glory, and our loved ones, friends, and all our loved ones. Now we pray, quickly come, Holy Spirit, come, O come, can't sing. And Greg can sing.
Oh, well, let's do one verse and do that. What's the same?
That last all hope.
What's the one more verse?
How come that one and not all the others? Because
that's what it said.
the notes turned up there,
Turned up where?
on that last,
Yeah, yeah.
that last all our hope.
Turned up there.
You seen that?
Okay, the soprano sings last, all our hopes.
Let's do the last verse again,
Let's do the last verse again.
Last verse again, Dave.
In this land of danger, we are going here and there. We're simply trusting in our blessed Savior's love and mercy. Though we may be strangers living in a world of care, we're always looking for a Savior above. Oh yes, we're looking here and there, looking for a city yonder where I will never die, I will never end up there. With all the millions, we will never say goodbye, never listen when we there will be our Savior, Christ our Savior. Lord, we thank you, friends and all our loved ones. Now we pray, come, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, come, oh, all our hopes renew.
Is that right?
All our hope
We ain't done now.
Once again,
Instead of the other, all of them.
You can rock and roll for a little while, man. Everything's all good now.
Okay, page 26.
Oh, I am sorry.
now see it comes down to an A sharp there.
There's Pete over here.
Page 26.
Oh, yesterday y'all gave me, the first 3 songs wasn't even in my book.
How? Kind of learn as you go.
They're in the book, all right, it's just that you got 6 here. Well, I know about that, I got mine was good up.
That was alto.
I did too.
Yeah.
That's not. What are we doing now?
Turns up as soprano.
What are we doing now?
Good.
Alto.
What? I just put down my second one.
Resting her hand. Her hand is out. You could feel in the cantaloupe.
Oh, sorry. You got the old peeling cantaloupe syndrome over here.
26.
26.
She just hold my hand.
And a 1, and a 2.
Yeah,
3,
who said they didn't know that? Oh, now I recognize it now.
Yeah, you know it.
Daddy's got the baton. They're waiting on you, there you go.
As I travel through this pilgrim land, there is a friend who walks with me. Leads me safely through the sinking sand. It is the Christ of Calvary.
another cousin.
Hey.
Johnny, this is my son.
John?
This is Johnny Atnip. This is his wife, and I forgot to ask her name. Brenda.
Age 34.
34?
34. Grandpa. Hey, Dad.
Oh, Dad, this morning we were showing the videos and stuff that we did yesterday. Exactly, we were sitting over here on his mother's lap, and look, you were singing. He said, "That's my grandpa."
Yeah.
Oh no, you were doing that poem, you know that
They were down here just Robert Show this morning. They ran into Teresa down there.
Yeah, Thelma's girl.
Teresa, Thelma's daughter down there.
Yeah. That yard sale. We walked up to the yard sale, and this lady walked up and said, "I think I know you ladies." And I thought, yeah, sure you do. She did. It's her mother-in-law that had that, you know, down there.
Once you get him down, as long as you don't beat him or something, you know, knock on something, he'll sleep.
Age 34.
How do you want today? Oh, okay.
It's just getting him down, so I
Thou blessed rock of ages, I am trusting now, dear Lord, in thee, I'm trusting. Keep me till my journey's ended, keep me till thy blessed face I see. Hide me, O blessed rock of ages, hide me till thy blessed face I see, thy face I see in glory. When the storm around me rages, blessed rock of ages, hide thou me. Keep me when the storm clouds gather, keep me till the sun comes shining through the shadow. Keep me till my work is over, keep me till I bid this world adieu. Hide me, O glory land way. Wanderers come home, oh, hasten to obey, for I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. Heaven is near and the way groweth clear, for I'm in the glory land way. Onward I go, rejoicing in his love. I'm in the glory land way. Soon I shall see him in that home above. Oh, I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. Heaven is near and the way groweth clear, for I'm in the glory land way.
Here, son.
Oh, wow. We did real good on that. Okay, let's sing Dad's song. Dad's song.
It won't go down 7 times.
I don't think she said that, but you.
Dr. Lee used to say that.
Take care of that.
Oh, no, you tried to give me one yesterday. What happened, little
You got
You
your
got
take
your
out
page
of
yesterday for the wrong song. You got your page, and I didn't know it, you got your wrong page, remember? What happened to, where's it? I know. Where is it? I don't know. You need to
Here's the blessed Savior calling me a prayer.
all ye heavy laden, come to me and rest. Come no longer carry, higher load will bear. Bring me every burden, bring me every care. Come
care to Jesus, He will give you rest.
Come unto me.
Come unto me.
I will give you
I will give you rest.
rest.
Take my yoke upon you.
my yoke
Take my yoke upon you. Hear me and be blessed. Hear me and be blessed. I am meek and lowly. I am meek and lowly. Come trust my mind. Come trust my mind. Come, oh come.
My yoke is
Come, my yoke is easy. Come,
and my burden's light.
That mine is hot.
You forgot me, Peg. I only got one shoe.
Which one don't you have?
The one you were just saying.
We didn't hear Isabella tongue on that one. Too late now, we already done it.
I'm gonna look like, am I going to see verses?
I love it. I love the words. And I love
There's more than that. There's more verses than that to it, though.
That's the only ones I found that today when I got to them. You know them?
I was one struggling on the mountain, dark with sin and shame, struggling towards the pit of hell's consuming flame. By the power of sin, deluded and oppressed, hear the Holy Shepherd come to me and rest.
I love them too. Pretty words.
There's about four verses.
Dan, sing it one more time, I get the words to it and she can write them down.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sing it one more time, I get the words to it and she can write them down.
Okay. Go, Dad.
Okay, go.
Sing that right. Sing that verse again. Sing that one again you just did.
What was it? What was it now?
Sing the one you just did by yourself.
Sing
The
it.
last verse. Struggling something.
Struggling on the mountain, dark with sin and shame, struggling towards the pit of hell's consuming flames. Do it by the power of sin, deluded and oppressed. Hear the Holy Shepherd come to me and rest.
Come unto me.
Come unto me.
I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Hear me and be blessed.
Hear me and be blessed.
I am meek and
I am meek and
lowly.
lowly.
Come and trust my voice. My yoke is
Come, my yoke is easy. Come,
and my burden's light.
I've got a book.
I love it. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of relation this has, but that sounds a lot better than I'm singing. And so do y'all.
You're not free.
I
don't believe that.
You're not a piano, so you know how to play, you know.
Now Daddy's song? Let's sing Daddy's song. I'm gonna Daddy's song this one. What song are we doing? Come to me, said Jesus. Here we go.
I have wandered far from Jesus on the mountains cold and gray, when I heard the Savior calling to his lost sheep far away. And I listened while the teardrops coursed down like falling rain, and his tender words of promise made my spirit glad again. Come, oh come to me, said Jesus, come and I will give you rest. I will take away the burden from your heavy laden breast. And no matter who the wanderer or how far he's gone astray, behold, whosoever cometh, I will comfort him today. Then I saw at once that Jesus could be better for than all. He could brighten up my pathway, could surround me like a wall. He could take the place of loved one, wipe my falling tears away, change my sorrow into laughter, change my nighttime into day. Come, oh come to me, said Jesus, come and I will give you rest. I will take away the burden from your heavy laden breast. And no matter who the wanderer or how far he's gone astray, behold, whosoever cometh, I will come
Now his loving arms are around me and my head is on his breast. While I catch his faintest whisper and my spirit is at rest. Come, oh come to me, said Jesus, come and I will give you rest. I will take away the burden from your heavy laden breast. And no matter who the wanderer or how far he's gone astray, behold, whosoever cometh, I will comfort him today.
Go.
I was working in the temple with the Savior by my side when the multitude assembled in its misery and pride. Glancing upward from my labor, I just caught his distant smile. Said, you have placed your work between us, come and talk with me a while. Come, oh come to me, said Jesus, come and I will give you rest. I will take away the burden from your heavy laden breast. And no matter who the wanderer or how far he's gone astray, behold, whosoever cometh, I will comfort him today. Many early friends had left me while the vacant room and chairs were reminders of the prices I had paid out to be there. I was brooding o'er my losses when the Savior spoke to me. You have let your sorrow settle like a cloud twixt me and thee. Come, oh come to me, said Jesus, come and I will give you rest. I will take away the burden from your heavy laden breast. And no matter who the wanderer or how far he's gone astray, behold, whosoever cometh, I will comfort him today.
You got him. There's another one?
Oh, come to me, said Jesus. How come when he does that, y'all keep on singing?
We just love you, Lord. Daddy, that last verse you just sang, is that the last verse?
Yes, all the ones that I know.
It is for this trip.
No, this one seems like should be the last verse.
Yeah,
Now, those words you said,
happened before
and then he sang, it sounds like he should sing, oh, when I heard the Savior calling.
Yeah, that should be the last one.
It sounds like this should be the last one.
Yeah, but listen,
It's Dad's song. Whichever one.
whatever, if you take the meaning of that song, he didn't know anything about Jesus until he met him. And then afterwards he was working with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Okay, you know.
You're saying it should be more like a
Are you
story.
ready?
For what?
You know,
Yeah,
it's
the
sequential
one
events.
about I was walking through Savannah.
Do that. Oh, yeah, do that. And record it. Dad, you want some coffee?
Huh?
You want some coffee?
Steal away.
Want coffee? Yeah, we have to do the giveaway part first.
You gotta tell me the still part.
You recorded.
Yeah, we're gonna record it so we can learn the words.
Oh, no, Dad, we wouldn't
Well, it's not because we like to hear you sing, we just want the words.
Yeah, one word. Wait for me, wait for me.
That's a lie, too.
What's the matter?
I can get the words one second. What do you
Oh,
want?
Is it here or inside, son?
It's talking about his song. It's talking about
Either stay for like everybody else is, or you come inside.
You got the whole all the verses on one song?
Your choice. Got it?
Steal away.
The Red Soul version. Well, I got that one.
And then you share.
That's a lot more.
10 more verses, I didn't know it was on
Yeah,
there.
there's one that's about Ethiopia. I didn't know it was in there, but that red boy don't do.
He's not gonna go too far.
What's that?
The one about Ethiopia, I didn't know it was in there. Red boy don't do that part. Oh, my record.
The more showed up. Never really
The only one that I've ever heard do that was,
But Dad, didn't you have a record by red
When
boy?
Cowboy Cope was with
Carl Smith, I believe.
Ethiopia, I don't think I even heard that one.
You never heard that part in that song?
I don't think so.
I never, but Dad did that night last night.
Ethiopia.
Uh,
Well,
you know,
he's
Dad wrote-
Ethiopian. He's an Ethiopian, you see.
Yeah.
Dad wrote some of these verses, you know, while you're driving tractor.
I believe that.
I said, you wrote some of these verses while you're driving tractor, didn't you?
Okay, we won't help you. Well, and he's always by himself. We can mount it.
No big deal.
We can mount it, but not.
Let me know you're out.
Nothing. That's why they come inside.
You're ready when you are, Papa.
I probably won't get through this.
We'll do it again.
Well, if you don't do it right, we ain't paying you.
Hey, they good start with it. I was walking through Savannah past a church, so I've got messed up.
The cave and dance.
That's okay, it's all over. Danny messed it up anyway. We're going to fire him.
I was walking through Savannah past the church decayed and dim, when slowly through the window came a faint funeral hymn. And my sympathy awakened and a wonder quickly grew, until I found myself environed in a little Negro pew. Out front there sat a couple in sorrow nearly wild. On the altar was a casket, and in the casket was a child. I could picture him while living, curly-haired, protruding lips. I'd seen perhaps 1,000 on my hurried southern trips. Then rose a sad old Negro preacher behind the little wooden desk, with a manner grandly awkward and with countenance grotesque. The simplicity and the sorrow on his Ethiopian face showed the wisdom and the ignorance of a vast undying race. And he said, "Now children, don't be weeping for this pretty bit of clay, 'cause the little boy what lived here, he's done gone and run away. He was doing very finely, and he appreciates your love, but he sure enough, Father, wanted him in that large house up above. Now the Lord didn't give you that baby, not by 100,000 miles. He just thinks you need some sunshine, so he lent it for a while. And he lets you keep and love him until your hearts are thick and grown. And these silver tears you're shedding are just interest on the loan. Just stop and think, dear children, traveling on life's weary way, and think of what a picnic that your baby had today. The good fathers and good mothers crowd that little fellow around in the angel tender garden of that big plantation ground. And his eyes, they brightly sparkled at the pretty things he viewed. But a tear come and he whispered, I want my parents too. But then the angel's chief musician teached that little boy a song, said if only they'll be faithful, they'll soon be coming along. So my poor dejected mourners, let your hearts with Jesus rest, and don't go criticizing the one that loves knows the best. He's given us many comforts that he has the right to take away. To the Lord be praise and glory, now and forever. Let us pray.
That's probably left out a lot of that.
My Lord, he calls me. He calls me by the thunder. The trumpet sound within my soul. I got long to stay.
And then he starts, I was walking through Savannah.
That was good.
I'm
I
glad we
don't
got
think he
him.
messed up once when he got it on.
I'm glad we got him for his voice straight out.
Dad's voice? Don't give out. It's getting better.
I tell you what, I believe he sang better than he did 3 years ago. If that's possible.
Are you looking at the song thing?
You ever hear that poem? You heard that poem about the face on the floor? Face on the floor?
Yeah.
Do it.
The bar room, something about, yeah.
Yeah, you know all that, Dan? I haven't heard it. Say it. Okay. Yeah, tell
Wait a
me.
minute. We
Ready,
get
Bob?
about it.
I don't know it.
That's the bar room drunkard or something was the name of it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I heard all that stuff.
Do it for us, I haven't heard it.
No, I haven't heard it either.
I don't know that I can get through all of it. I'll try it. I get mixed up on it sometimes.
Lord will help you get through it.
Huh?
Lord
was a balmy summer evening, and this goodly crowd was there that had well nigh filled Joe's barroom on the corner of the square. And as songs and witty stories came through the open door, a vagabond crept slowly in and paused there on the floor. Where did it come from? Someone cried. The wind had blown it in. What does it want? Another asked. Some whiskey, rum, or gin? There, Toby, certain that your stomach's equal to the work. I wouldn't touch him with a fork. He's as filthy as a Turk. This badinage the poor wretch took with social good grace. In fact, he smiled as if he thought he'd struck the proper place. But come on, boys, I know there's kind hearts among so good a crowd. To be in such good company would make a deacon proud. Give me a drink, that's what I want. I'm out of funds, you know. When I had cash to treat the gang, this hand was never slow. What? You laughed as though you thought my pockets never held a sou? Why, I once was fixed as well, my boys, as any one of you. There, thanks, that's braced me nicely. God bless you one and all. Next time I pass this good saloon, I'll make another call and give you a song. No, I can't do that. My singing days are past. My voice is cracked, my throat's worn out, and my lungs are going fast. If you'll give me another whiskey, though, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you a funny story and a fact, I promise to. That I was ever a decent man, not one of you would think. But I was some 4 or 5 years back. Hey, give me another drink. Fill it up, Joe. I want to put some life into my frame. These little drinks to a bum like me are miserably tame. There, 5 fingers, that's the scheme, and good port whiskey too. Here's luck to you boys and landlords, my best regards to you. You've treated me pretty nicely, and I'd like to tell you how that I came to be this dirty sot that you see before you now. As I said before, I was once a man with muscles, fame, and health, but for a blunder might have made considerable wealth. I was a painter, not one that daubed on brick and wood, but an artist, and for my age was rated pretty good. I worked hard at my canvas and was bidding fair to rise, for gradually I saw the star of fame before my eyes. I made a picture perhaps you've seen. It's called The Chase of Fame. It brought me 1,500 pounds and added to my name. And then I met a woman. Now comes the funny part. With eyes that petrified my brain and sank into my heart. Why don't you laugh? It's funny that a vagabond, you see, could ever love a woman and expect her love for me. But it was so, and for a month or two her smile was freely given. And when her loving lips touched mine, it carried me to heaven. Did you ever see a woman for whom your soul you'd give, with a form like Milo Venus and too beautiful to live, that with eyes that could beat a Kohinoor and a wealth of chestnut hair? If so, it was her, for there never was another half so fair. But I was working on a portrait one afternoon in May of a fair-haired boy, a friend of mine that lived across the way. And Madeline admired it, and much to my surprise, she said she'd like to know the man that had those dreamy eyes. Well, it didn't take long to know him, and before a month had flown, my friend had stole my darling, and I was left alone. And before a year of misery had passed above my head, the jewel I had treasured so had tarnished and was dead. Why don't you laugh? I thought you'd be laughing. What's the matter, friend? There's teardrops in your eyes. Come on, laugh like me. It's only me who babes and women who should cry. Hey, if you'll give me another whiskey, I'll be glad. And I'll draw right here the picture of the face that drove me mad. Give me that piece of chalk with which you mark the baseball score, and you shall see the lovely Madeline here on the barroom floor. Then with one more drink and with chalk in hand, the vagabond began to sketch a face that well might buy the soul of any man. And as he placed that one last lock upon her shapely head, with a fearful shriek he leaped and fell across the picture dead.
It's a face on the barroom floor. That's the name of it. Face on the barroom floor. Don't you have to have a book there with that in it?
Yeah, I've got a book of
I remember. You remember all those words then? How do you remember them? I closed right.
That'd be good to get my phone number.
Yeah. His mind is not mixed up with computers and all that crap.
That book's got that many. Curfew must not ring tonight.
Yeah. Y'all remember that one? You know all that one, Dad?
No, I don't know all of it.
Curfew must not ring tonight. You
Well,
know?
shame on you.
What happened if curfew rang at night?
She had said, I've got a lever in that prison, doomed this very night that I have to rain and the curfew and no earth to help this night. I know most of it, but I think it all. But anyway, she climbed up in there and got a hold of that bell factor and held to it, and the old man said that he didn't know. He thought it rang his funeral now, but she come back down and she saved his life by her. Amen.
But I read that curfew must not ring.
Ruth Mabry said that at school, and another girl said that one that I just said, that face on the floor. And I sat there with the book, and whenever they would learn, you know, that's the way I learned.
Yeah.
Well, and also when we were
That's
going
what
to school, we
happens when you
had to
let
learn.
your brain get stale.
When we were going to school, we had to learn poems. We did in our school.
Yeah, but not, yeah, but I don't.
I got so many songs I wish I could
Wasn't
memorize.
that long, no, I don't think ever had to learn one that long.
I used to know that one, the house
I got
on the
one,
side of the
too.
road. The house goes down the road. How about the old man and the violin?
Well, go
The
violin.
violin, you don't know that?
The sweet, what is it? Something over the sweeter than you. You know that
Picked up that, they were an auction, and he picked up the
Yeah,
violin.
that's the auction is.
And then give me them for it, and then.
The touch of the Mac,
Yeah.
I've got that.
I got the
thought
words
I'd
to
seen
it. I got the words to it.
You know, this bluegrass,
Mine.
when we're at home, Betty and I go to up in the, way back in the woods, to a bluegrass picking parlor. And people come around, just people working right off the farm, they might come in there with a chew of tobacco still in his mouth and just got off the tractor, you know, and he can play